Did you know that you could be doing all of these things to have great success, reach your goals, and yet there could be two core beliefs, negative core beliefs that are holding you back, stealing your joy and your happiness? If you want to know what those are, listen up to this episode. And today, we are talking about the two beliefs sabotaging your happiness. For high achieving women, whether you're the boss of a business or you're a boss at work, the beliefs, these two beliefs of I am not enough and I don't have enough, or it's never enough, can manifest in profoundly negative ways. It's often sabotaging your happiness and even your success, despite all of the achievements you are having. So I'm going to go through today the I'm not enough just to kind of see how does it show up in your life? Because if you're like, I don't have that problem, you potentially do. And I wouldn't think that I would because I have a lot of success, I have a lot of happiness. And yet, when I look at myself and I get coaching, or I coach other women, or I take people through my dynamic year program, what I find always, 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 probably 95% of the time, the underlying limiting core belief is I am not enough. And thankfully, Brene Brown, she did the research to confirm that this is true. So I'm going to go through a bunch of things you can see, like, is this true for me? I don't know. Just ask yourself, be truthful as I go through them. So with I'm not enough, this kind of shows up as perfectionism overload, that you're striving, right? You're going towards these unsustainable standards. This eventually leads to burnout, self-doubt, lack of confidence. That fear of failure, it's stopping you, basically paralyzing you and preventing you from moving ahead. It might prevent you from taking a healthy risk, a good risk for your business or your career, like going for a promotion, or even some innovation in what you're doing. So perfectionism overload. The next thing might be imposter syndrome, right? Where you feel like a fraud despite the awards, the accolades, the success, what everyone says about you, you're always waiting for the other shoe to drop. You're like, something else might be coming in here. And oftentimes these women, they don't celebrate, they dismiss their achievements as like, oh yeah, I just got lucky there, or other people helped me. I often, for years and years, I quoted the business business advisors quote around how women and men view success differently. Men attribute their success to their innate skills and talents, while women attribute their success to luck and help from others. And that's BS. You know what I'm saying. It's great for men that they have this positive view of it, but come on, ladies. We got to step up in this way. So, imposter syndrome is the second one. The third one is people pleasing, right? So, you're overcommitting because you want to gain validation from people. You're doing everything for other people's agendas. You have no time or energy for yourself, for self care, for your hobbies, for personal joy, for just downtime of doing nothing. And that's because when you're feeling like I'm not enough, you have big difficulty setting boundaries. And then sticking to them, which causes you to feel overwhelmed, burnt out, maybe even a little resentful. Is that true about you? Also, when you're in that I am not enough, you're chronically comparing yourself to others. Is that true for you? Could be. It could be. When you're comparing yourself to others, you're viewing them as more successful than you, more attractive than you, more capable of you, which really feeds those feelings of inadequacy inside of you. And we don't want you to feel that. Then you start feeling this unrelenting of like, I'm falling behind, even though you're excelling. Some other things in the I am not enough. Maybe also you're feeling like it's affecting your decision making, right? You take on too much because of, as I said before, the boundary thing. You feel like you can't say no or you're making poor decisions because you're not in your own confidence. All of these things will eventually affect your self-worth. I've mentioned it along the way. It's going to start eroding, if it hasn't already, eroding your confidence. Even if you're like, I am a confident person, you have to think how much of your confidence has been eroded up until this point, right? And then you question yourself, is this good enough? Am I good enough for this position? Could I do that? Is the client happy enough with what I did? There's always that feeling of inadequacy. So you can see how this mindset, this core negative core belief, this limiting belief of I am not enough can really be detrimental even to confident women, successful women, high achievers, bosses, right? So that's one that you really have to take a look at and ask yourself, how many of these pieces is true about me? And if it is, then have a good hard look at where and what's underneath this I am not enough feeling. Let's go into belief number 2. Well, the belief number 2 is it's never enough. It's never enough, right? I don't have enough. There's not enough here. And so you get into this place of achievement addiction. Are you addicted to more? More money, more accolades, more status, more awards. It creates this never-ending chase, right? The goalposts keep moving, and every milestone, every goal that you achieve, you're not going to celebrate it properly, and it's going to feel hollow, right? That goalpost is constantly moving and you're addicted to the achievement. You're chasing that high. This maybe is moving you into the it's never enough, it's never enough, brings you into that scarcity mindset of hoarding your resources, holding on to them, holding on to opportunities, not fully going for them because you're afraid that they're going to run out. And when you're in scarcity, you're not sharing, you're not collaborating, you're not connecting with others in the same way because you're holding on, right? So you have a lot reluctance not only to celebrate, but to enjoy these successes. And the sad thing is, the success feeling is fleeting. It's not a long-term satisfaction or happiness. And that's the thing. These two beliefs, I am not enough, it's not enough, they will sabotage your happiness if you haven't already sabotaged it, right? The it's never enough also brings in that constant comparison. Comparing yourself to others, comparing yourself to your past achievements. I used to be this way. I used to have this. Or that comparison of they have more, they've done more, she has more, she has that, they're going here. Look at how big, look at how much. It's tiring. It's so tiring. The belief of it's never enough also can take you to that place of overworking, overextending. So you keep working tirelessly over and over and over to somehow earn some satisfaction. But it's not enough or it's never enough is a thief, the thief of joy. Because even though you're trying to earn the satisfaction, it's at the expense of something: health, relationships, your joy, your confidence, your relationships with family, your partner, kids, friends. It goes on and on and on. And when you're overworking and overextending, you have such a difficulty delegating to others. That also comes in from before when I spoke about perfectionism. It has you not being able to trust other people to help you. And when you're kind of keeping everything close together, just like with scarcity mindset, it brings you to a place of isolation or feeling like you're alone, even though you're in a group of other people. So, what do you do? What do you do in this case? Well, it takes you to one or two places. Anxiety. hmm So you start feeling anxiety because you're wanting more. That belief that other people have the edge, other people are doing better. And if you are at a place where you're doing well and you're in like top of your game, then you're in that place of how do I stay here? Oh my goodness, how do I get this and how does this happen? Rather than just how do I chill? How do I enjoy where I am? What really matters? Because that's the thing. It's never enough is always pushing you to external rather than bringing you into the internal. So, because you're there, you definitely have FOMO, a fear of missing out. You say yes because you don't want to miss the next big thing. You say yes to things, and then you're thinking about the future and all the things to do, but then you're sacrificing on current moments, the present day moment. And the future, because we know the goalpost keeps moving, it keeps going further and further away, and you're living in the future rather than today. And you don't want to miss out on anything, but you're constantly striving. And eventually, the never enough people, they get burnt out. So not only do they have the anxiety, but they full on will burn out because if it's never enough is a thief of your joy, if it's keeping you from your satisfaction, sabotaging it, your happiness, then it's going to be draining your energy, leading to more stress and eventually burnout. We only have so much emotional, physical, mental capacity and bandwidth. When I heard that expression about I don't have the emotional capacity right now, or I don't have the emotional bandwidth, boy, is this ever true for the boss, the high achiever, that woman who is driven to do more, always more. It's so true, right? Like we get to that point where like, I just don't have enough in my head right now that I can deal with this. Or I'm just so tired, I can't even be there. Or emotionally, I don't even want to talk to anybody right now. It's been too much. But when it's never enough, we still push on. Because let's be real here. Some of the things that we've been praised for are our resilience, our flexibility, our commitment, our ability to manage it all and multitask and do it all. But I tell you, it's going to take you to a bad place. So take some time now to look at it's never enough or it's not enough. And ask yourself where of these like negative influences, negative effects are true about your life. And again, be honest about it. If I can be of any support, please reach out, Diane at DianeRolston.com. Share this with a friend who you think either needs to be looking at these things because they're on their way to burnout or a lessening of their confidence or whatever it may be, lack of joy. Or if you just have a friend who you think, wow, she's doing so well, but I want to keep her safe. I want to keep her happy. I want her to be in the good zone here with her achievement level. Then share it with her. Make sure you hit subscribe. And until next time, stay dynamic and focus on not just being successful, but take a stand for the and be satisfied as well. See you next time.